It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I'm back with another Lidl product. It's their McEnnedy, the American way. And this is their loaded fries with cheese and bacon. 300 grams. It cost me £2.25 in my local Lidl. And they go in the oven. Oh, approximately 45 minutes in the oven. That's quite a high cook time on these. But hey ho, oh look at this. It made me want to pull the back, the back part of it. The back. Oh my goodness me. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to peel back the film lid a little bit, just to show you. So you got some, what look like, they almost look like steak cut chips, don't they? And then a slab of, look at that. It's like a slab of cheese where the chips have been kind of caught up in it. The best thing to do with this is, you got the chips underneath, is to put this on the top. Put that on the top there and stick it in the oven like that and cook it for, let's have a look at the cooking times. Gas mark 6, which I have, cook for 25 minutes, remove the lid, stirred and cook for another 20 minutes. Wow, that's quite a long time. Well, I'll go and do that and I'll be back when they're cooked. Right, these loaded chips, loaded fries, cheese and bacon are ready. Let's get them out. Well, they're out. They are out already. How hot's the plastic? Oh, I can touch that, that's fine. There we go, they're cooked. I always find, I like to, you know the little burnt edges on chips? That's when you really know that the food is cooked. I've bought these products before. You give them a bit of a whirl. You think, oh, I'll go with the time that they've offered. And you end up with the odd frozen chip. And you don't want that, do you? That odd frozen chip. Because it just puts you off the rest of the dinner. So, my little tip. When the edges start to burn a bit on the chips, you know you're done. So let's get them in. Some of the food, some of the chips, some of the sauce wants to stick to the bottom of the pan. That plastic pan, that plastic tray. It almost makes it look, you know when the chips break up a little bit, it almost makes it look a little bit like poutine, where everything's a little bit smashed up. But there we go, that's a perfect example of what we have here. Little bits of bacon, some chip, and some cheese. Let's get in. The bacon is the, you know the little squares you get? The little squares of bacon. Certainly you can buy them in Lidl, because I bought them before. They go really well in pastas. Like a bacon and tomato pasta. It's that. Little diced bits of bacon. Bacon you get from them. Gonna be honest, even though we got a slight burnt edge on the chip, these sort of paler chips here we got, you can just tell they probably need another 5 minutes. They're not frozen, but they're not boiling hot in the middle either. But then again, you get one of these slightly kind of burnt edge ones, they'd be fine. Yeah. it's quite a difficult thing. You can see the chips that are cooked, and then you can see the chips that are, look at this one, a little bit paler. But saying that, if you're going to buy frozen food, you know yourself it's never going to look like that. It's never going to look like that in a million years. You've seen the way the cheese was kind of slapped on the middle. If you went to a street food vendor and asked for some cheesy bacon fries, I'm sure they do a really good job. I'm 100% sure on it. But these sort of supermarket efforts, you have to be the optimist. You have to have an optimistic mind. You have to think the glass is always half full, never half empty. If you're the type of person where the glass is half empty all of the time, then don't bother with this. Don't bother with this. You've got to slightly, you've got to have a sort of an optimistic mind, I think, to enjoy this sort of thing. Does that make sense? My daughter's just gone to uni. This would have been great for her. But I was surprised. I took her shopping and we actually went to Lidl. Because the Lidl where her digs were in the student accommodation was around the corner from her. So we ended up driving around to Lidl. We went in and I was really proud of her. She bought a load of fresh chicken, mince, sauces, tomatoes, tins of tomatoes, onions. I thought she'd be down the blooming frozen food aisle buying this sort of thing. But then she reminded me. She said, Dad, I got one of those normal fridges with a small freezer box in the top. That's all I have. So I was like, yeah, I suppose you're limited, aren't you? You're limited to what you can... what you can freeze. So what she did freeze was 2 Chicago Town pizzas and a bag of curly fries, and that was it. Everything else was fresh. So I've always liked frozen food. I suppose I've never, even though I review food on YouTube, I've never really been a foodie, if that makes sense. I'm not the type of person to start coming up with recipes for fresh rack of ribs with a garnish of vegetables and some potatoes. You know, it's just not me. It's just not me. I have a massive freezer because, hey, I like stuff like this, hence I'm reviewing it. So rating it, it's not the best, ironically. It's not the best. I've had better frozen meals. It's a bit still frozen in the middle. These things generally still are though. Not enough bacon, not enough cheese sauce. You've seen how it was just kind of slapped on the top of the, or in the middle. I had to move it around myself, didn't I, before I put it in the oven. I'm going to say 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.